Race 22 of the meeting, the final and 10th race for heats for senior Rotax about to get underway. 10 minutes plus an additional lap. Let's go to our final starting grid here on Saturday the 10th of April. On the front row, Lewis Gilbert, and it will be Kai Hunter alongside. Linus Henson, one of the heat victors from earlier on today, starts P3. Alongside him will be Great Britain's James Lingard. Represent the sole United Arab Emirates representative this weekend, and also throughout last season here in the Euro Trophy, Lachlan Robinson. He'll be on the inside of row 3 on 5th position. He'll have Max Stemmerdink alongside him representing the Netherlands. Lucas Schoenmakers from the Netherlands and Turkey's Erhard Turka ran out the top 4 rows with Benedek Vida and Christian de Klein representing Hungary and the Netherlands. That's the top 10 completed. So then also with that, Teddy Clinton and Lars Zanen representing Great Britain and Belgium. Row 6. Oscar Christiansen from Denmark and Mika Barthelemy from France ran out row 7. Dylan Leger and Patrick Stockmelis from France and Latvia, row 8. Daniel Armstrong from Great Britain and Vigor Hjorvard from Sweden round out the top 9 rows. And completing the top 20, we have David Lagner from Austria and Anthony Bilou from France. Wout Kirstens and Arvid Rosen, that's row 11 from the Netherlands and Sweden respectively. Enzo Caldaras from France. No sign of both Kilian Tarnier and Mads Albert Jorgensen. Looks like Jorgensen was a non-starter last time out, maybe the same for Kilian Tarnier. With the remaining drivers, which will be 26 in total, will be Quentin Franchi from France, Leon Arndt from Germany, and Sweden's Astrid Amlöf. So, who's going to take the final race victory? There's quite a few in that top 10, and maybe a little bit further back, that are capable of doing so, considering the international talent that we have from far and wide. You know, from the Africas, from the Middle East, from, well, actually, the United Kingdom, you've got Scandinavia, you've got continental Europe and Eastern Europe here in spades, with 22 different nationalities represented by the entire 153 strong field over 4 classes. Now, 10 minutes on the clock. Jorgensen is confirmed as a non-starter, as I thought that might be the case. Red lights on the starting gantry. Who's going to win this one? We'll find out after about 11.5 minutes as they now head through turn 12 into the tram lines for the final time today here at Karting Genk. The revs rise, we are racing, and a good start by Gilbert. Hunter trying to go defensive, keeps it pinned round the outside. Robinson and Henson nearly come to a little bit of blows there as through into the runoff and into the dirt. That was Max Stemmerdink. He absolutely banzaied through the runoff area and kicked up the mud. So a few people's visors might be a little bit compromised. But at the moment, Gilbert leads, Henson second. As the back part of the field nearly tripping all over each other. And there are there's a little bit of rubbing. But they all try and make their way through. Everyone out of the 27 strong field. So Kilian Tarnier did join the back of the grid. But they're all trying to make it through. It's not going to be easy. Everyone's scrabbling for traction as they put the power down whilst rotating the carts in. Very different skill, very difficult skill to master in these conditions. As Robinson trying to keep himself out of harm's way and out of trouble. That looks to be Oscar Christiansen as we've had a turnaround. That is the 3:14. Mika Barthelemy from France tumbles like a stone being dropped in a pond. So these drivers now have to do their level best. Barthelemy on the back foot. And the driver really trying to start moving up the order. Looks to be possibly Oscar Christiansen from Denmark. And he's just got past, I think that was Kai Hunter. Lachlan Robinson from the UAE just behind. So Robinson has been consistently in the top 8 over his first 3 heats. This is his final one, as it is for the remainder of this field here. But Lewis Gilbert leading. Stemmerdink up the inside of Lingard through turn 7. Lingard trying to respond on the cutback. And now through turn 8. Does he get the inside line? He does, but Stemmerdink keeping it planted around the outside. Stemmerdink touches the wheel on the mud and hits the standing water, but Lingard gets through. Christian de Klein, in the meantime, he started in 10th position, and he's now up into 5th. As now Stemmerdink up the inside of Lingard. Oh, a touch from de Klein on Lingard there, going through into turn 10. And that could have spelt disaster, but now that's given an opportunity to Oscar Christiansen, who's trying to go round the outside of the young Dutch driver. And then you've got Kai Hunter and Lachlan Robinson just waiting, biding their time. And sometimes the best offence is also a good defence. But then there's also waiting and patiently biding your time. You wait, you get that opportunity, you can go for it. Vigor Hjorvard has, unfortunately, I think going to be the first out of 27 drivers to retire. As Christiansen trying to go into battle with Lingard. He's got de Klein behind him, then Kai Hunter, Lachlan Robinson. And de Klein nearly lost out to Hunter going through turn 6. Hunter had the inside run, but couldn't get the traction and the power down. There's a little tap from behind on de Klein from Hunter. And then Hunter gets the inside run on de Klein, so does Robinson. Does Robinson get through? Not quite. He literally turned that steering wheel hard right hand down to keep out of the way. So de Klein looking to try and see if he can get back past Kai Hunter as they bump their way over the curbs through turn 10. 6 minutes and 25 seconds plus an additional lap. We've got a penalty coming in, and that's a 3-second penalty for the 333. Which is the case. That's Arvid Rosen. That will be a more than likely 2 wheels out of the tram lines on the rolling start. So Rosen has just got past Lucas Schoenmakers. Lewis Gilbert looking to end his, well, what we say, it's a cricket term here. You know, when you've broken your duck in terms of not having won a race today, but Lewis Gilbert is trying to do his level best. Linus Henson has already got a win on the board. Max Stemmerdink rounds out the top 3. James Lingard, Oscar Christensen, Kai Hunter, Christian de Klein, Lachlan Robinson. That is the top 8. Dylan Leger and Erhard Turker rounding out the top 10. With Teddy Clinton from the UK. So Teddy Clinton, based out of Fleet in Basingstoke. Good to see him back. It's quite funny, though, with the amount of bad hairstyles I've seen this weekend. And mine's not really that great either, considering the fact that we in the UK have been waiting for 4 months for haircuts. But that's a sign of the time. Hey, I don't really care. But Kai Hunter has got past Christian de Klein. Lachlan Robinson is going to be the next driver to try and see if he can get past the Dutchman. But Robinson, I think, is just more concentrated and focused on doing what he needs to do. And to be in the top 10 consistently is not a bad shout. It's about tomorrow. That's what counts, and that's what he's concentrating on. Is now Christensen closing on Lingard, and that's for 5th position. Now, I saw something just flick up from one of the carts. Now, I'm not too sure, possibly whether it was Lingard. I'm looking to see if there's anything that's come off, but it looked round, so I'm not too sure what kind of whether it might have been something maybe off of the cart, maybe a rubber securing like rubber bung or something like that, but something flicked off, possibly from Lingard's right hand side of that cart. But 4 minutes to go. Christian de Klein still trying to get past Kai Hunter. Robinson being closed on by Dylan Leger as Teddy Clinton has made his way into the top 10 and he's got past Erhard Turker. There's a scrap and a half right behind Arvid Rosen. Enzo Calderas, Lucas Schoenmakers involved. And behind them, a few other drivers as well. It's not easy out there. You've got Lars Zanen, Benedek Vida as well. Right, 2 further penalties. Oh, now, 3:14 is Mika Barthélemy, who has just also been given a 3-second time penalty from race control as we head back to the circuit for the same infraction that happened with the 333 of Arvid Rosen from Sweden. They both leave braking formation with 2 wheels out of the tram lines on the rolling start. So once the lights go out, you can break formation. As I said before, you do it before the lights go out, you can be penalised. And those drivers have been given that. It's basically like the teacher's giving you a bit of a slap on the wrist. But Lars Zanen trying to do his best to try and get past Arvid Rosen. But he might be behind on the road, but when it's all said and done and everything's all been counted up and tallied and confirmed and ratified, we'll find out what happens and who's going to be where tomorrow. 2.5 minutes to go. Lewis Gilbert continues to lead as we head on to lap number 7. He's got a 9.4 tenth advantage over Linus Henson. Igor Hjorvard has retired, and there is dramas. That is for the 3:14 of Francis Mika Barthélemy, as there's a bump over the curbs. Now that was from one of the drivers a little bit further back. And that was a Sodicat chassis, if memory serves me correctly. That could be maybe Dylan Leger. So that means that Teddy Clinton might have gotten his way past. Well, actually, he's actually Dylan Leger. He's actually past Lachlan Robinson. So Robinson trying to stay safe and secure in the top 10. So Gilbert leads, Henson in second, Stemmerding, Christensen, Lingard, Decline, Kai Hunter, Dylan Leger, Lachlan Robinson, and Hunter now being closed in on by Leger. So Robinson now in 9th position. Teddy Clinton rounds out the top 10 ahead of Erhard Turker. Turker went a bit deep on the brakes and maybe outbraked himself going into turn 10 and nearly had a misstep there. And that could have allowed Enzo Calderas to get past, but not on this particular occasion. Lucas Schormacher's leading a train behind. Benedek Vida trying to look up the inside of the Dutchman through turn 12. Little bit of a tangle between the pair, but Schormacher's wrestles that car into control, into his hands. It's his destiny he needs to control right now. Time fast ticking away, and 22 races for Heats Day brings us into the fulcrum for tomorrow for finals day. Starting at 10:20 tomorrow morning local time here in Belgium. And that will be the second chance heat for Senior Rotax. No DD2 second chance heat because we have 37 competitors. So there will be an elongated break between Senior second chance heat and the first final out of 2 for Junior Rotax, which starts at 11:10 tomorrow morning. Gilbert has kept pulling away a little bit by increment on Henson. 1.2 seconds the gap as the timer is fast ticking away. 12 seconds on the clock to go. And this is one of Lewis Gilbert's favourite tracks. He loves it. This place here, Vakersdorf, the final round on the final location that we head to this season over the period of nearly 5 months. So final lap board was shown to Lewis Gilbert. Will have 9 laps as he literally crossed the timing beam as the counter hit 0. So Gilbert as the leaders, 1.2 seconds over Linus Henson, Max Stemmerding, Oscar Christensen, James Lingard, Christian Decline, Kai Hunter, Dylan Leger, Lachlan Robinson, Teddy Clinton, Erhard Turker. That's the top 11. Anthony Bilou has got past Patrick Slogmelis for what is 18th position. Lars Zanen behind Lukas Schormachers. And Zanen rounds out the top 15 as Benedek Vida from Hungary has got past the 396 from JJ Racing. But Gilbert just keeping the ship sailing straight and true and around every corner here at Genk. The rain has been unrelenting, but the spirit of racing has been absolutely euphoric today. We have had so much racing action, but now one more corner remains, and picking up a heat victory, he comes out of the final corner. The dual ride diamond, Lewis Gilbert, takes the victory, and it's the final heats of the week of this week. Before we go into finals day, Linus Henson, another top 2 finish for the German, taking a heat victory earlier on. Max Stemmerding in 3rd, Oscar Christensen 4th, James Lingard in 5th, Christian Decline in 6th, Kai Hunter, Dylan Leger, Lachlan Robinson, Teddy Clinton, and they round out the top 10. Erhard Turker, Enzo Calderas, Benedek Vida, Lukas Schormachers, Arvid Rosen, Lars Zanen, Anthony Bilou, Mika Barthélemy, Wood Kirstens, Patrick Slogmelis, Daniel Armstrong, David Lagner, Leon Arndt, Corentin Franchi, Astrid Amlöf. Vigor Hjorvard unfortunately retired on the very first lap with Mads Albert Jorgensen retiring, but obviously now penalties will be issued, and we've had 2 time penalties issued for the 384 and the 324. So Corentin Franchi and Patrick Slokmelis. And then also the 369 has also had a penalty, Leon Arndt from Door Motorsport. So there you go, Lewis Gilbert takes the final heat victory, the 10th and final senior Rotax heat here at Karting Genk.